Okay, guys, welcome back, guys. It's nice to start a podcast with some good dubstep. Shalom, shalom, Jared Genesis, Guggernaut. Nice to see you. Hold on, let me go through Discord real quick. Alright, guys, I'm live if you guys can hear me. Alright, you guys can hear me? Or am I, Oh, you know what? I'll do it through the phone instead. That'll be better. Hold on. Oh no. I was gonna use Discord. Connect Discord to the StreamYard. I know the YouTube is fine. I was just do it through Discord.
YouTube, and are you streaming on your computer, but we're on the call with your phone?
Yeah. A lot of streamers do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. So the first subject will be about Russia finally steps in. So there's two parts of Russia. There's a West Russia where you got the Europeans there at the west side because Russia is a big country. 'Cause it's a diverse country. Like it spreads across the whole fucking eastern map. It starts in Europe, then it spreads all the way to Siberia. So you got Siberian Russians, you got Middle Eastern Russians, you got Mediterranean Russians, and you got the European Russians, which like stay at the west side. So there's different parts of Russia. So Putin put everybody in like Siberia got their own generals and military. The part near Iran got their own military because they got Muslim Russians too. So the first topic would be pretty interesting. Um, you got gas prices. I'll talk about the gas prices soaring. Um, then social dynamics are fake. Yeah, so social dynamics are fake. It's just bullshit set up to control you. So we'll get into our first subject.
Ramzan Kadyrov's Chechen fighters are reportedly ready to deploy to Iran, and they're not calling it a military operation. They're calling it jihad. Ukraine has hundreds of
There's like I said, there's Russian. So like I said, there are Russian. Oh shit, my bad, I forgot to share it.
Ramzan Kadyrov's Chechen fighters are reportedly ready to deploy to Iran, and they're not calling it a military operation. They're calling it jihad. Ukraine has hundreds of experts helping Gulf states fight Iranian drones. Russia's most feared warlord wants to answer in kind. The Iran war just pulled in two more players, and neither one was invited by Tehran. Reports from Iranian media suggest that Chechen military units aligned with Ramzan Kadyrov have signaled readiness to deploy to Iran in the event of a US ground invasion, adding a new and potentially volatile dimension to the widening conflict. According to these reports, the forces loyal to Kadyrov and linked to Russia's Chechen Republic have characterized the ongoing confrontation involving the United States and Israel as a religiously framed conflict. They have described any potential intervention on their part as a form of jihad, portraying it as a defense of Iran against Western and allied military action. However, there has been no independent confirmation from Moscow or official Russian channels regarding any planned deployment. The developments come amid intensifying hostilities between Iran, the United States, and Israel. Iranian sources claim that Washington, under Donald Trump, is considering expanding operations beyond aerial strikes, potentially towards a ground offensive. Iranian media have also framed the origins of the conflict in stark terms, alleging that the war began on February 28th during nuclear negotiations between Tehran and Washington. The war was launched on February 28th in the middle of indirect nuclear talks between Tehran and Washington, with the assassination of the leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, some top-ranking commanders, and ordinary civilians, including over 170 schoolchildren in southern Iran's Manab. In response, Iranian armed forces have so far carried out 86 waves of missile and drone strikes against Israeli military and strategic facilities, as well as US bases and assets across the Persian Gulf region. Pertinently, the presence of Ukrainian forces openly supporting the US and Israel in the war against the Islamic Republic of Iran is also significant. Their involvement is widely seen as a warning to Russia regarding the broader trajectory of the war, potentially linking its fate to the protracted war between Moscow and Kiev. Volodymyr Zelensky has been willing to assist Arab nations in countering Iranian drone capabilities, a move that has added a new layer to the evolving conflict dynamics. Iran has amplified these concerns at the international level. Amir Syed Iravani, Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, stated in a letter to the UN leadership that Ukraine is playing a direct role in the conflict.
Ukraine's admission that it has dispatched hundreds of experts to the region, apparently to help some Persian Gulf governments to confront Iran, is in its essence considered to be providing financial and operational support for an unlawful military aggression led by the United States of America and the Israeli regime against Iran.
The situation reflects an increasingly complex and interconnected conflict landscape, where narratives, alliances, and accusations are rapidly evolving. Iranian media present these developments as evidence of a widening coalition against Tehran. As tensions continue to rise, the possibility of additional actors entering the conflict, whether directly or indirectly, adds further uncertainty to an already volatile regional crisis.
Wait, let me read it again. Trump prepares ground invasion. Iran threatens to burn U.S. soldiers. I think Iran will fucking. I think the Iran soldiers will literally smoke the United States soldiers. On top of that, you got another group of soldiers, which are Muslim soldiers in Russia. The Chechnya, it's a part of Russia. I have to show you on the map. That part of Russia is going to be fighting in the Iran war. So you're going to have the Russians, which the fucking Slavs are. The fucking Slavs, their military, I'm not gonna say it's the best military, but the Slavs know how to get down to war. So you got the Slavs and the ancient Persians, which are the Iranians, two of history's one of history's greatest warriors fighting with each other in a war versus United States. A bunch of soy boy cucks, hamburgers, French fries. America's gonna fucking lose against these people. Then Iran will literally is going to recruit 12-year-olds onto the fucking battlefield. Imagine a fucking soy boy cuck gets sent off to war just to die and get 360 scoped by a fucking 12-year-old kid with AK-47. That's embarrassing. "30 days into the war, and Washington is no longer just bombing Iran. It is now weighing whether to go in and take something." According to the Wall Street Journal, President Donald Trump is considering a military operation to extract nearly 1,000 pounds of enriched uranium from sites in Isfahan and Natanz. No decision has been made, but Trump has told associates he wants the material gone by negotiation or by force. The operation, if ordered, would be anything but quick. You're
Elite
not gonna
special
take over
operations
Iran
teams
that
would
quick.
need to fly into active
So
combat.
Trump wants to take over Iran and take all the uranium and do a regime change really quick. Here's the problem though. You're not gonna do it very quick. Trump was supposed to go bomb Iran and kill the leader and replace and do a regime change. That didn't go to plan. I mean, what? We've been a few weeks into this fucking war now. We Americans will win. I'm gonna take over Iran and the global threat will be seized. But you literally been bombing the fuck out of Iran for like 2 fucking weeks. Let alone when you did drop that bomb in Iran, you killed some damn schoolgirls or whatever, or just killed some little children in a fucking bomb attack. So now the United States had killed some children in this fucking attack. That don't look good. And why the fuck would you carpet bomb a fucking school full of kids? So personally, I think Trump. I know Trump is not gonna. I know Trump is not gonna take that shit over within 2 weeks. Now, if he do try to take that over within 2 weeks, I think it's gonna be a lot of deaths and casualties. Oh, we're Americans are winning over there, but like you got all these soldiers dying, and then next thing you know, okay, you have to bring the draft. Now everybody's getting involved. We're in the World War III now. Now you're drafted. People aren't going to be wanting to join the draft. I'm thinking this is really close to the MOBT. Of course, it's close to the mark of the beast chip. Now people are not going to wanting to draft the war. Me personally, I think there's going to be a lot of dumbasses that willingly go out there to go fight in the war. I mean, you are going to have some people that get locked up, but like I think majority of people are going to want to fight that war. Or what Donald Trump could do is, the CIA could do. They could plan they could do a psyop where they'll knock over a building and say and blame it on Iran. Do another demolition like the 2001 planned demolition, if you know what I'm talking about. Fair use. Yeah, there's different ways they can get people to join the war.
Zones, secure perimeters under Iranian fire, excavate debris, check for booby traps, and load the uranium into specially sealed transport casks. Experts say the entire mission could take a week or longer. To back the option up, American troop numbers in the region have now crossed 50,000. On March 29th, 2,500 Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit arrived alongside 2,500 sailors. The week prior, 2,000 soldiers from the Army's 82nd Airborne Division were also deployed. The Pentagon is considering sending an additional 10,000 ground troops. The Marines could be tasked with seizing Karg Island, Iran's main oil export hub in the Persian Gulf, or with forcing open the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has blockaded since February 28, driving oil above $115 a barrel.
Yeah,
Iran is watching all of this and has a clear answer
if she
ready.
has big titties, big watermelons.
The President of the United States has proven that the only language he understands is the language.
Like in her 30s.
Is she like slim or thick?
Yeah, she's slim.
Oh yeah, like I like slim chicks better because I really don't like. I'm not a fan of thick girls unless they curvy. Because you still got some slim girls that are slim but curvy. I like that. I wouldn't want no like a thick bitch, just like a slim curvy bitch. And one requirement, she has to be foreign. I don't like Western women. I like foreign girls better.
I have to get surgery though on my man boobs because I have gynecomastia.
What the fuck is that?
That's where you grew up with too much estrogen as a preteen, and then you didn't puberty didn't shape your take the estrogen out of your man boobs, and now I have man boobs, so I have to pay 5,000 for a surgery.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's like this extra amount of bad shit. It's like this fatty estrogen type shit on your chest.
Oh damn. How the fuck you get that though?
It's right under the nipple. You look it up. Just look up gynecomastia. It's a real condition.
Oh, yeah.
You have to hire a plastic surgeon to do surgery on your chest to get it off.
Yeah. What do you think about Russia joining? What do you think about Russia joining Iran? The Slavs and the Persians going to destroy the United States force. I think the United States are going to get destroyed over there.
Yep. Yeah, they're defending China. Or Iran signed a defense treaty with Russia and China.
Yeah, I think if all it takes is for China to get involved, because China manufactures our shit, and China get advanced weapons. Like you see the Slavs and Persians, but like wait till the Chinese get involved. It's gonna like go to war with like America versus China in a war. That's gonna be a fucking bloodbath. Cause the Chinese are so fucking smart. Like I think they got advanced. Like their weapons are more advanced than ours, and they got way more people too. Because America, like you get a bunch of soy boys on the battlefield. Like if you talking about drafting Gen Z, first of all, this generation never been trained like the ones already in the military. Second, Gen Z is too soft. You got a bunch of TikTok soy boys who are gonna go fight a fucking war. They're gonna be fucking killed in the fucking battlefield.
Of force. In response to Trump's recent threats of a ground operation or the occupation of any part of Iranian territory, which are nothing more than wishful thinking, we declare that the warriors of Islam have long awaited such actions. They will show that aggression and occupation lead only to the humiliating capture, dismemberment, and disappearance of the aggressors. American commanders and soldiers will become good food for the sharks of the Persian Gulf.
Tehran has also warned it will target the residences of American and Israeli military and political officials across the region. Iran's Red Crescent says 93,233 non-military sites have been damaged inside Iran since February 28th, including 71,000 residential buildings.
In the name of God, the distributor of power, considering the evils and terrorist actions of the American Zionist enemies and targeting the homes of the people of Iran in various cities, the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran, in a retaliatory measure, will target the residences of commanders and political officials of America and the Zionist regime in the region and occupied territories. And there is no power except with God, the Almighty, the Wise.
Both sides have peace plans on the table. Washington's 15-point proposal demands Iran dismantle its nuclear program, end support for regional proxies, and accept limits on its ballistic missiles.
So what?
They said they want to make sure Iran doesn't agree to nuclear weapons.
Oh, yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Then I got a question. Why don't you want... How come Iran can't own nukes? Iran is their own country. They didn't threaten us first. China owns nukes. You're not going to go into China. Russia owns nukes. You're not going to go into Russia. You just want to go rape and rob those people out of oil money. Because America, if you got oil money, they're going to come and stick your ass up. And America, the military... Because you got to think, like, if you look at all the Call of Duty games, what the fuck do you do in the Call of Duty games? Okay, pal, go into this battlefield, go kill your enemies, and go retrieve this oil ship boat. Go retrieve this, go take over the oil fields. That's all you do in Call of Duty is go kill people for resources, and what goes on in real life? Okay, America's gonna seize Brazil for oil money. Like the citizens don't question this shit. Okay, why the fuck are we going around robbing people out of oil? Like even the fucking dumbass American citizens will fucking get along with this shit, and that's why people hate the American citizens too. It's like you fucking citizens allow this shit to happen. Just think about it. American citizens are going cheering him on. Yeah, USA flags, waving USA flags while your fucking country is going around raping and robbing people out of oil and you waving a fucking American flag. Talking about, yeah, this is America. Of course other countries will fucking hate you. I'll fucking hate the country too if the fucking dumbass citizens in that fucking country is waving around flags. Meanwhile, you're oppressing my people. But you're not going to stop your government from oppressing my people. You're just going to wave a flag. Fuck you. So yeah, of course I'll fucking hate America too if I was a foreigner.
Tehran's counter demands war reparations, control of the Strait of Hormuz, and the removal of all US bases in the region. Neither side is anywhere close to the other, and with Marines assembling, paratroopers positioned, and a president openly talking about taking Iran's oil, the next 30 days may look nothing like the last.
Okay, that was the end of the video. So just to show you guys, so that was another part of Russia. Because this is the leader that's a part of the Islamic part in Russia. Let me show you on the screen. His name is Ramaz Kadyrov. No, let me pronounce the name. Ramazan Kadyrov. Ramazan Kadyrov is the leader of Chechnya. And if you look up Chechnya, let me show you on the screen. Chechnya is right next to Iran. So that's Russia. This is Russia right next to Iran. So this is Chechnya. So then you got Iran right here. See this is Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, and then you got Turkey, and then you got this part of Russia. So see what I was saying? Like there's different parts of Russia. You got Moscow, which you got this part of Russia fighting against Ukraine. Then you got you got this part of Russia, which is the Islamic part of Russia, because those soldiers was talking about a righteous jihad. This is the Islamic part of of Russia. Then you got this part of Russia that stretches all over. Siberia, this part of Russia is all empty. Nobody really uses that. Yeah, so like this, like Russia's gonna I would like to see Russia and Iran go to toe to toe with the United States. I'm just interested to see who will win. The reason why I say the United States is not going to win, because first of all, in the biblical prophecy, it was prophesied that the U.S. will fall, that the U.S. is not going to win because the U.S. is Babylon, and Babylon. If you read in the Bible, it says the beast shall turn against the whore. Now the beast, now the whore is Babylon, but the beast is the NATO nations turning against Babylon with great millstone teachers. Now, how would NATO turn against Babylon? Well, you see the part where Trump said he wanted to take over Greenland. Ever since he did pull that Greenland shit with Europe, I think Europe is like on alert, because like Trump like it's a few times that Trump had went had stepped on Europe's toes. Even with the whole getting involved thing, Europe didn't want to get involved. Europe, like, because Germany and the other few European countries said, "Hey, we're not going to get involved in that shit. You and Israel got yourselves into that situation. We're not going to get involved." And Trump was like, "Okay, since since you didn't want to get involved in the war, since you didn't want to get involved in the war, we don't have to go. You depend on the United States of America. We don't have to go do anything for you since you don't want to get involved in the war." So yeah, man, you know, NATO's already finished. NATO is divided. There's another video I wanted to react to. Hold on. Bear with me for a second. This is another YouTuber I've been watching lately. Where is this guy? I can't seem to find him.
No disrespect, Tony. You've been in a coma.
Sorry, my bad. Another screen is open. Where the fuck is this guy? Okay, let me type in. Okay, I think. Oh, yeah, there we go. I found the dude. Okay, let me go to his videos. Okay, there we go. I found the video. You guys still in Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So I get a question. What would you guys do if the United States send a draft notice to your house? Are you going to the war, or are you gonna not fight in it?
Well, I mean, Trump said today it's not America's job to secure the Strait of Hormuz, so I don't think he's going to send any military.
He'll send military. He's saying it now. I think Trump would send military in.
He even said today, he said the president said the military could end its offensive in 2 to 3 weeks and that the U.S. will not have anything to do with it, with opening the strait.
Who else would do it? Israel would do it by themselves.
No.
I think Trump will. I think Trump will. He'll go into Iran. Iran. You can always depend on Trump to do some stupid shit. He'll go into Iran. He has to. All this stuff will have to fulfill biblical prophecy. We need a World War III to fulfill biblical prophecy. So Trump, he has to go into Hormuz. He has to. He has to go put boots on the ground. He has to go piss off Vladimir Putin, piss off China, piss off NATO to get that destruction. He has to do that. That's biblical prophecy. But if I let's say if I was on a battlefield, I would I'll go find a ditch. I will go I'll go hide in the ditch and have my laptop with me. Have my laptop with me. I'm gonna watch movies and eat popcorn and candy while everybody else gets shot or blown up. I'm just gonna be laying in the ditch watching Disney Plus movies. I would seriously do that if I was in the battlefield. Like I'll do some bitch shit and go hide out in the woods somewhere and like eat some candy and some popcorn and watch like a Disney movie in a tent somewhere. And I'll do that until I get captured by the enemy team or until the war is over. Once the war is over, that's when I'm gonna come out of my hiding spot. Then I'm gonna come home telling my family, yeah, I did this while I was in the war. I did that. I did this. But the whole time I was just hiding out, watching Disney movies on my laptop.
I just wish I had more money.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it fucking sucks to be broke in today's economy, dude. Like $20 cannot last you. Like I'm gonna say $15 cannot fucking last you in a fucking Dollar General. Like everything in a Dollar General is expensive. $3 candy bars. Uh, pack of cookies is $2. $3 pops or energy drinks. Like 10 fucking dollars couldn't even like $10 back in the day used to last you a long time. Now it don't. Yeah, it sucks. Like inflation is horrible, man. It sucks to be broke. Like I wish I could do more too. You know, it just sucks being broke. Where do you so you said you hate being broke. Where do you spend all your money at? Like specifically store, like what stores do you shop
Um,
at?
I've been so broke for 2 years. I haven't been able to spend anything. I lost all my money to gambling.
Cause like I said, if you're looking for, sometimes you could grocery shop at Dollar Tree. That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably do that.
I mean, the food is extremely shitty grocery shopping at Dollar Tree, but you know it'll last you. Cause like I tried like doing grocery shopping and like stocking up on canned goods from Walmart. Walmart canned goods are so fucking expensive. $3 for a can of soup. Like I even seen like a can of chili worth $5 fucking. I'm not even fucking kidding.
Sometimes it's cheaper if you buy the great value.
Yeah.
Great value like beans and shit.
Yep.
You know what's really cheap? Trying to think. The soup that's like powder, the powdered soup. That's when you're really broke. That's what I buy.
I know what you're talking about. You could like put water in the bag and make Alfredo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I buy at the Dollar General at the Dollar Tree too. So like this might sound sarcastic or goofy, but sometimes you got to eat broke to build character. Cause like if you eat poor food, that's gonna motivate you to work harder and it's gonna build up character. Work harder, bro. Back in the 1950s, I had to carry a refrigerator on my back and a fully paid house at home, and a white and a white picket fence house, and a wife and kids at back at home. Work harder, bro. I'm almost sound like a baby boomer here. All right, let me go play the video real quick.
Every country in the world. Listen,
I might
America.
have to sell my gym equipment. I have a big ass power rack at home. I spent like $800 on. I might have to sell it now.
Oh damn.
But guess what? I bought it for $800 and now it's worth $1,650.
Now you know what you could do. So
Price went up.
if you have good credit, go to AliExpress, or Alibaba. Have somebody to make some fake Jordans or some fake Nikes, right? You say you live in a Cincinnati. You say you live like in a city. So you go to the hood parts and go find some. Go find Tyrone or Quantavious. Go sell them. Go sell them those fake Nikes that you got from AliExpress, and they'll buy it for like $300 or $250. Cause they say niggas love shoes. So you sell it to them, and you have you some money right there, bro. Just like me personally, like I'll have AliExpress, Alibaba to make me a pair of shoes for $40, and I'll go sell the Nikes on the Red Line because the Red Line is like the place where you can sell it in Chicago. I'll sell fake shoes on the Red Line and fake designer on the Red Line. Then I'll like make a shit ton of money. But you want to do it quick and fast. You want to do it enough so they won't know it's fake. Because if they find out it's fake and you selling fake shit in the hood, you probably get killed for it. I mean, you get away with it. I mean, I don't think they'll notice.
So this is a service station that's...
They cut out the...
Have you been researching dental implants? Here's the part no one likes to hear. You could be wearing those temporary...
I need money right now. Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking of selling my 60-inch TV at my mom's.
United States.
Yeah.
I spent $1,000 on that, and then I gotta sell this power rack.
Service station that's run completely out of diesel. And these trucks here, on a quarter of a tank, been driving for about 500 kilometres, and not a drop of diesel anywhere. This is a service station that's run completely out of diesel. And these trucks here are all waiting.
Life in America has been steadily crumbling, but we're deciding to blow up every country in the world. Listen, America has become an international pariah, and that's a hard thing as a veteran, as a father, as an American to really internalize, but it's the reality of the situation. The thing is, America, the United States, the government, it doesn't care about the American citizens, and it definitely doesn't care about the citizens of other nations, and that's what we're seeing. Now, they say that you hurt the ones that you love the most. And Americans love Australia. We love the culture. We love the movies. It's Australia. What's not to love? But while America's eroding and becoming a fatter and sadder grapes of wrath, we're trying to export a kind of Mad Max dystopia to Australia. Now, since the war between the United States and Iran has really picked up, everyone knows the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz. But what Americans don't know is that Australians import 90% of their oil.
I was just thinking about this. How cool will it be to like live in a Mad Max type of world? That would be pretty cool. Like I'll have like an armored truck with like spikes all over it. Like you could be like a cowboy and shit, like in Mad Max.
Think about the water wars. People be fighting over water.
Yeah, that's true. But like yeah, it'll be like a water war, and it'll also be a diesel war too, because people value diesel in that time since you need cars to get everywhere. But it'll be pretty cool, like to be like a cowboy. Or what's better than will be better than Mad Max is living in Fallout. That'll be pretty. That'll be pretty dope to live in Fallout. You ever seen a Fallout TV show on Amazon? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that TV show is my favorite TV show. I'm waiting on the next season.
Yeah, I like how the chick with the black hair looks. She looks fine. The Fallout chick.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. The fucking Vault Tech survivor.
Yeah, the Vault Tech survivor. In one TV show, she was so horny she acts like a guy, like because she basically offered to fuck the guy in the vault.
Yep.
Then the guy was like, not knowing any better. Why does my cock gets hard? And she tells him the reason why it gets hard. So she offers to have sex with him in a vault, and then he says no. And like, come on, man, how the fuck you pass up a fine chick like that? Now, I've seen the show. That guy's probably a faggot anyways.
Basically from the Middle East. And even though they've tapped in their strategic fuel supply, like every other country has been forced to do because of the United States, it's just a temporary measure. And eventually emergency protocols are going to have to escalate for the Australian people just to survive. But you're already seeing hundreds of gas stations throughout Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, completely running dry as the price of fuel escalates, and the very idea of scarcity entering the public discourse means that panic buying is taking place. And this is exactly why Australia, one of our biggest allies, whether that be in trade, whether that be in the military, is deciding to part ways. Now, delegation from the EU came to Australia just a couple days ago and signed a new trade and defense pact, a new closed-loop trade pact that just shuts out the United States altogether. Because the United States is an unstable actor, it's an insane actor, and the world is actively doing everything that it can to just close the door to us. Because if they keep that door open, the only thing that Washington, D.C. and America is going to export to these countries is going to be inflation and economic ruin.
Hey, it's Ashley with 4 Patriots.
God
We're in a bit of trouble. To put it plainly, we need to clear out some space in our warehouse fast.
Oh my fucking tax! Come do your taxes and fuck my pussy.
Well, see, this lady is oddly shaped. Like she got a SpongeBob body. Like she got a SpongeBob body. Like, look, this is all box, no fucking hips, no shapes. She got an odd, strange face. This chick is a sub 5. Trust me, you'll want to fuck her.
Because the truth is, the rest of the world isn't waiting for America to fix itself because it knows that's not going to happen. Not when you have 60% of the American population who has a reading level under the 6th grade. Most Americans read like they're 12 years old. You think they have any idea what the impact of the Strait of Hormuz is on
if we go to
Australia, on Japan, on the Philippines, which is now called for a state of emergency? No, they have no idea. They're worried about March Madness. They're worried about college basketball while the world is actively burning down.
Don't ever be afraid to try to sell websites.
Right. if you need some money real quick, this what you could do. If you
Yep,
need money
that's my
real,
plan.
if you need money real quick, try to find a guy named Tuco Salamanca, right? Cook you a batch of meth, give it to Tuco Salamanca, and say, "Hey, I'm a good meth
What the fuck
cooker."
are you talking about?
Tuco Salamanca is it's a Breaking Bad reference. How Walter White sells to Tuco Salamanca. You don't know nothing about Walter White from fucking Breaking Bad.
I watched the show. I watched the show.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just making a website right now, so I'm a little distracted.
Oh, nice. So you like make websites and sell them?
Yeah, dude, I told you that you can do this.
Yeah.
If you look at my screen right now, I'll show you how fast I'm doing it. I'm making 2 of them right now.
Oh, let me check it out. Yeah, I see.
Down. So our allies are doing the only thing that they can do to save themselves, which is build these closed-loop trade deals that cut out the United States, because the United States can't be dealt with at this point.
Yeah, the United States, like, of course, like, I don't blame country for cutting off the United States. You have to cut off the United States. The United States will drag you into conflicts. They step into Iran for no fucking reason to take over Iran's oil sources, to take over the resources. And since NATO is partners with the United States, they end up costing them, because now since you step into Iran and you put the whole world in energy lockdown, now we have to fucking suffer over here because you fucking Americans want to take over shit.
You realize it's about U.S. hegemony, right? To counter China.
Right.
That's the whole reason. That's why some people are saying that the Iran war was inevitable. This is what empires do to preserve the last, bits of wealth that they can extract. They want wealth and power. That's all they want. That's the reason for this war. And to counteract China so they don't become the most powerful country.
And
if China controls Iran, then they control the most important shipping route in the world. That's the Strait of Hormuz, and the U.S. doesn't want that. So I'm not really surprised that the U.S. is targeting the Strait of Hormuz and Iran.
Right. Then too, when empires are close to falling, they get desperate.
Yep. They go for endless wars and they print the fuck out of their currency.
Right, because America's desperate at this point. They want to take over Venezuela. You want to take over Cuba. You want to go fuck with Taiwan and China. Then you want to defend Ukraine. You want to defend Israel. Then you want to go into Iran. Like, you're stretching out the fucking military, where you're gonna have to draft Americans because there's gonna be wars every fucking where.
I'll give you some advice, bro. When you get money and save money, invest in gold, because you're gonna be so happy you did. Because I heard that if the fiat system falls, that it's gonna be replaced with a gold-backed currency. So the more gold you have, you're gonna be basically fucking filthy rich.
Yeah, you get to move to Thailand, and you get to move to Thailand, and it's good. Yeah, you're gonna be surrounded by hot chicks. You won't need to. I won't need any. I won't need any lady boys there, since it'll be really, really easy to get the hot Thailand chicks. Yeah, you go to Thailand. If I was rich, super rich, I'll go to Thailand.
You fuck the shit out of them.
You ever seen Chini from Thailand? A chick called Chini. Let me show you.
So what do you think about this villa?
Speaking of Thailand, this is a chick called Chini. I'm finna send you a picture of her. Like, if you've seen Chini, you'll think this is a biological female, but like soon as you hear the voice and you find out it's a lady boy and you've been tricked and deceived, you would like say, "Oh damn," like you'd be fucking surprised, because that's what happened to me. Like when in Discord, when somebody showed me Finster in Discord, I was like, "Holy shit!" I didn't even fucking know she's a fucking tranny. Then I started looking at Finster's content.
I love the style. I love
this
the
is Genie.
natural here. Quite new for me.
And the nature is so unique here, you know, it's like literally a jungle, all the gecko. And this one is the bamboo villa. So it's made entirely out of bamboo. They also have the bathtub that we used yesterday.
Yes,
It's
the
very
pool,
nice.
shower, the toilet, and also, what is this called?
Hang in bed kind of thing, so you can just relax and enjoy the view.
The raining sound is so perfect.
Very
unique.
natural and unique experience. What do you have for breakfast?
I buy from 7-Eleven Thailand.
So Chini ordered rice, 2 boiled eggs, and this.
Losa chili place.
So what do you think about this villa?
I love the style. I love the natural here. A lot of people don't understand what is ladyboy is. That's why it's like every time they ask me this question, it's go viral.
Could you explain like what a ladyboy is?
Ladyboy is outside you look like lady, but if you still have it mean boy. I don't mean like you are boy, but this word can use like lady, boy, something like that. This is how I can understand this word, but maybe some people it's different. What is mean, you know? So, but for me, it's mean like this. So yeah.
And are you a lady boy?
Yeah, I'm lady boy.
You know, I like this part of Bangkok more than the one we live in. It's all local. So today I'm gonna take you to one of the cheapest omakase in Bangkok.
Excuse me?
I promise you're gonna love it.
Okay.
Then she looks convincing because she got like a nice pair of watermelons. Like her watermelons isn't big, but it's not small neither.
Watermelons. Oh my god.
No, yeah, that's a mean thing wooden stoves say, because wooden stoves like titties too. So it's like say watermelons. We call titties watermelons.
Yeah. Just say melons.
Yeah. That's all he talks about is melons.
Let's make another snack.
It'd be funny in his Canadian accent. Hey, Cuban hacker, do you like what melons?
Super refreshing.
That's Canadian accent. Oh, sorry, this is getting off topic. I gotta get back to the video subject.
Cuban creatine, blue spirulina. Squeeze in fresh lemon and lime for brightness.
The rest of the world's building a lifeboat, and there's no seat on that lifeboat for the United States of America. Since this administration has really came into power, the rest of the world understands that they've been chained to the American economy. And they're doing everything that they possibly can to break free of that chain. Because as the American economy continues to sink, as you're seeing right now, it's dragging the rest of the world with it. Now, most Americans are going to see this trade deal and think, hey, no big deal. We don't actually get anything from Australia, whatever, who cares? But there's a lot to care about. Lithium is going to be a key mineral really in the next century, and Australia has vast supplies of that. Now, the EU making this deal, which gives them access, basically tariff-free, of rare earth minerals and critical minerals, means that they're no longer as dependent on China as they have been. This is a huge plus for the EU, who's trying to become more self-sufficient, more sovereign, not just having to lean on China, not just having to lean on the US. But beyond that, Australia has premium beef as well. And that means that the EU is going to get flooded with that tariff-free. And all this to the exclusion of the United States of America, who's already seeing their cattle population to the lowest that it's been in, 70 years? Our agricultural system is depleted. It's bleeding dry. The cost of fertilizer is so high at one of the most important times for agriculture.
Today, I learned a horrifying plastic fact. You know those big plastic laundry jugs we all use? Turns out
that yields are going to be lower next year. The cost of inputs are skyrocketing, meaning that we're going to have another record-breaking year of farm bankruptcies. All this is happening to the domestic economy in America, and the American people are feeling it, and they're going to feel it more and more. But it doesn't matter to this administration. It doesn't matter to the government. It doesn't matter to those who actually hold the levers of power in this country. It will continue, as we just saw, with Lockheed Martin is now going to be increasing their production of missiles 300 or 400%, all paid by the U.S. tax dollar, just so that America can really lock into a ground war in Iran that nobody.
Yeah, and another thing, if you notice, if you notice, Raise, that you know about this war. So all the so like I ain't gonna say all the benefits, but there's been cutbacks in like America building infrastructure, like stuff like money that's supposed to go to citizens. It's a cutback. So now that the system's trying to cut back on money and go use the money to go start these wars and build all these missiles and tanks, because you also got the TSA workers and these government workers without pay. And why are they doing a government shutdown? So they could conserve money and spend it in the war. Because another thing that you'll notice when a World War III is going to start, the countries will stop building infrastructure and focus more on military, and that's what America's doing. Trump promised to make all these. Trump promised that he'll end all wars and fix the inflation, and fix the economy, but the money haven't went to that. The money went to wars, even the wars.
America wants, that nobody in the world wants. America essentially looked at the rest of the world and said, hey, you're just going to have to suffer a little bit while we do our thing. But the rest of the world doesn't want to do that, and they're opting out of that obligation to do so because there is an obligation. America, the United States, doesn't run the world, and that's why you're seeing new superpowers rise. That's why you're seeing people go to Canada instead of America as the new leader of North America. That's why you're having Mexico step in as the new moral leader in the conversation of Cuba. But with all this going on in Australia right now, the fact that their pumps are dry, the fact that they have to pay nearly twice as much for their fuel as they did just a couple weeks ago, and the trucks aren't delivering food to the grocery stores in some regions of that country like it should be. They're looking at reports come out from the United States right now showing of massive bets being put in 15 minutes before Donald Trump posted one of his tweets on Truth Social or whatever. They're seeing people make hundreds of millions of dollars while they can't afford their commute. They have to work from home or they just lose their jobs. The rest of the world has to suffer while Wall Street and the elites in America continue to harvest everything they can from the global economy and the domestic economy. Enough is enough of this bullshit, and the world is done. The American people need to wake up to it, not just be like, well, you know, we only have to wait until midterms. They're doing everything.
American people are just going to steady vote. Oh, we'll vote Democrat. Okay, Democrat ain't working. We'll go back to conservative. Conservatives isn't working. We'll go back to Democrat. You know, Americans don't know what the fuck is going on. You should see a lot of people stockpiling out here, but they're not. Fuck stockpiling. You should see a fucking revolution. A lot of Americans are not going to cause a revolution because you give Americans food, sex, entertainment, they're not going to know what's going on. Let alone Americans don't even fucking look up and notice and analyze their surroundings. Instead, they're on their fucking phones all damn day. Americans don't analyze shit. They like that's why Americans at a 12th grade reading level. Like this dude said in his fucking video, Americans can't analyze shit. That's all they do is look on social media. And if they do try to get rational, all they're gonna do is fight another American citizen. Oh, you support you support liberals, you support Democrats. Oh, you hurt my little feelings. That's exactly the mentality of the people in this fucking country. Americans operate off of emotions. They don't operate off of logic. So no, they're not going to have enough balls to go against their own government. Americans are pussies.
Everything that they can to make sure that that doesn't happen. They're doing everything that they can, whether that be putting ICE at the booths, arresting people, checking for IDs, making it more and more difficult for married women to vote if they can vote, and weaponizing the losses in the U.S. military to try to produce some kind of support for this war that nobody in America wants. We're already seeing the weaponization of patriotism, where if you don't support this unpopular war, you're a traitor. You don't care about this country. You hate this country. You hate the military. But the fact is, the rest of the world and Americans are seeing that Washington, D.C. is playing a game of Monopoly with the supply chain, and enough is enough. The thing is, the elites, they squeeze you at the gas pumps. They squeeze you at the grocery stores. They squeeze you at healthcare, and they expect you to get behind any kind of military action that they want to do just so that they can reward their donors in the military-industrial complex. Vets hate this shit. If you served during the global war on terror and you support this, you're a moron, gullible. You're eating all the bullshit that we had forced upon us before the invasion of Iraq. It's all the same thing over and over again. The rest of the world sees it, but the Americans don't. Or if we do,
and that's another That's another thing. First of all, Iran is not the second Iraq. You're not gonna go in there and just take that shit over really fast. Russia and China would get involved. Well, Russia is gonna get involved first. Then, if you up there killing Russian troops, technically you could say you're at war with Russia now. Then, if you're at war with Russia, then if China taps, then if since you're at war and throwing military bodies at Russia, now it's China's time to go take over Taiwan. So now China could swoop in and take Taiwan since America's busy fighting against Iran. Now that America took Taiwan, well, I think Trump would be dumb enough to go go stretch the military even further thin by sending in military forces over there to defend Taiwan. Once you do that, you have war with Russia and China. So therefore, see what I mean? America's gonna be in a fucked up financial situation. This current American system will be destroyed and a digital one will be put in place.
We're just too afraid to actually speak up because we don't want Jim, who lives next door, to think that we hate America or that we're communist. What America is dealing with right now, we should play the final boss music. America is really witnessing the emergence of the final boss of the American grift, where everything has been extracted to the point where there's barely anything left, and this is just the final grab. The fact that the president and his friends can make hundreds of millions of dollars while people don't know if there's going to be baby food on the shelves in just a couple months, they can place their bets in safety while the world burns, tells us that this American experiment has failed, that it is over, it is done, and the rest of the world is trying to get itself out of the blast radius that is the collapse.
Well, I basically...
Okay, that's it for this first subject. I think America is gonna. Other countries should distance themselves from America. America has a horrible, fucked up culture. Second, America is gonna drag you to conflicts. America is just like that best friend that you might go to the bar with. He gets into bar fights every night. You have to keep getting involved and getting into bar fights to get him out of the damn bar fight. So now, if you want to be at peace, you don't bring your friend to the bar no more. You just hang out by yourself and stay away from him since he has a short temper. Similar to America. You know, that's all I got to say for this topic. America is not going to win against Iran because, like I said, Russia will get involved. And you're just going to keep throwing bodies at Iran. And so it's going to, because you see Iran is costing America money because Iranians are literally drawing a picture, have spray painted they spray painted military tanks and bombers on the ground, and America just bombing spray paintings on the ground. Like America's running through money already with Iran. They're gonna run through even more money when when Russia gets involved. Because this is not Iraq. Iraq had nobody to come for them, but Iran is different. Iran is more smarter. They have a more advanced civilization, and they got partners too, powerful partners. Now let's move on to the second subject. Second subject will be gas prices are soaring. Oh, let me go to that. Oh, you know what? It's the same YouTube channel. Hold on, let me go to it real quick.
So let's bring in NBC.
What the fuck is it? Hold on, let me try to go to it. Okay, there we go. We'll play the video. Oh damn, this dude is pissed. He's just fucking slamming the damn door. He's fucking pissed that they got
Gas
to
price
pay
right now is
$5 per
insane.
gallon.
Like, you know, you can see right here.
Hey, Raze, I got a question. What's the gas price near your area? It's like literally $4 to $5 per gallon in my area.
It's like 350, 360 right now, 369 some places.
Oh damn. That's like the same for my location. Yeah, it's like $4 $5 in my location because I think gas prices because some people are assuming it's gonna hit $10 per gallon if it keeps going on. I don't know how you feel, but I hope Trump sends boots on the ground and I hope Trump sends boots on the ground in Iran. Bro, I just want to see this fucking society collapse. I'm just tired of this shit. 9 to 5 jobs, starting families. Shit gets so boring. You wanna so do you want to like see the society collapse as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you ever get pissed off like when the apocalyptic events are postponed? Because I kind of get pissed off when like events are postponed because I want the fall to come quick. Shalom Shalom Priest Awar, how you doing? You could hit the link and join if you want to.
$5 inside, you cannot even fill them. Guess what? With $50, it's gonna be only 2 gallons. And that's very insane, man.
I mean, this is downtown, but $5 is still a little bit, outrageous. But even I live in the Bronx, and I have a premium car, so I always have the short end of the stick. So I'm paying $70, almost $80 a tank for my vehicle, and thankfully, I don't gotta pay for this vehicle, but still, like, even as a company, that still hurts. Even though I don't see it, but $80 for regular is crazy.
These people are so fucking pissed at the fucking gas stations.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Zay, I'm streaming. I'm doing a live stream in Discord.
I will say that every time I'm pulling up to a gas station now, it's a little bit of a hesitation to like know that like it's gonna cost a bit more than it did, before.
You don't want to be on camera? Oh, okay.
Hey, Riz.
Thank you.
We're really lucky to, pay for this war in gas prices and not with lives in America, right? And I think that's like very important to have that perspective while we're dealing with this every day and not forget about like the reality of what is beyond gas prices. Even though it is very, transformative for most people to have to be taking on this financial burden.
I mean, hopefully it does not keep going up, I mean, I remember hearing somebody said $14 gallons, and I'm like, holy crap, like that's gonna be crazy, So hopefully it does get resolved very soon, and that, peace.
Good.
They
I'm good.
invested
I've been
billions of
feeling like
dollars
shit
on
lately.
missiles or whatever.
I've been like between school and work, so I've been feeling like shit lately. I might just take a shot of Benadryl and come right back. But yeah, I've been doing good. How about you?
I don't know, but basically what I heard. So I guess all our money they putting on that instead of
Everybody says the same thing. You saw the change after the war, and unfortunately, we don't have nothing to do with that. So we're facing the repercussions of that, even though we didn't make any decisions in that.
Next time you fill up your car, it could literally break the bank. Iran just issued a threat that could hit everyone on the earth. Your gas, your groceries, your paycheck, it could send the global economy spiraling, and there is no escape. I'm Josh, and on today's episode of the Infographics Show, we're discussing the fallout as Iran tells the world to get ready for $200 a barrel. If the price of oil hit $200 or even got close, it could trigger one of the most devastating energy crises in modern history. The kind of crisis that shakes economies, disrupts daily life, and ripples across the globe in ways most people can't even imagine. Because oil is, in many ways, the lifeblood of the global economy. When prices experience a sharp, sudden rise, it doesn't just impact the oil industry, it affects everything. Costs of food, transportation, and manufacturing all start to surge in line with the rising rate of oil. This in turn has knock-on effects on things like inflation, interest rates, and the broader economy. And that's why energy markets matter so much. It's why, even though it may feel a million miles away to many, the war in the Middle East could impact us all. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury. Multiple airstrikes were conducted against military sites and cities across Iran, killing the country's supreme leader Ali Khamenei along with other Iranian officials. Iran responded with missile strikes of its own, directly targeting Israel as well as military and allied positions across the Middle East. There have been casualties on both sides, but Iran has little hope in matching the combined might of the American and Israeli armed forces. And it doesn't have the necessary firepower to counteract the US's world-leading bombers or Israel's massive missile silos. It does, however, have an invaluable ace up its sleeve. One it hopes could be powerful enough to potentially bring an end to the conflict. It's not a tank, it's not a missile or bomb. In fact, it has nothing to do with the military at all. Instead, it's all about geography. The entire situation and the fate of the world as we know it rests on a single stretch of water in the Middle East, the Strait of Hormuz. It's one of the most significant and strategic waterways on the earth. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and the UAE all export massive volumes of oil to markets across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. And most of that oil has to pass through the Strait of Hormuz to reach its destination. Nearly a fifth to a quarter of all global gas and oil shipments flow through this narrow passage, making it an indispensable artery of the world energy system. Iran knows that. It understands that its biggest weapon in this war is its close proximity to the Strait of Hormuz, and it intends to leverage it to the maximum effect. That's why just days after the conflict began, Iranian officials issued a stern, stark warning. The country's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, vowed not to allow even a single liter of oil through the waterway. An IRGC spokesman said that any vessels in the area with links to the US, Israel, or their allies will be considered a legitimate target, adding,
This is kind of genius to them. I'm actually glad they're doing this. Because like any allies that's a part of the United States or Israel, because now NATO is going to be broken apart into pieces. So you're gonna have some European countries that say, hey, you know what, we're gonna have to cut off from U.S. and Israel because they're costing our economy money. We're not going to drag ourselves down being involved with USA and Israel. First of all, the war didn't start. We don't have nothing to do with the war. Second, Iran is going to not going to allow any shipments of countries of oil to oil. Any oil shipments of countries that are involved with the United States and Israel. This is perfect for all the prophecies to come to pass.
will not be able to artificially lower the price of oil. Expect oil at $200 per barrel. The price of oil depends on regional security, and you are the main source of insecurity in the region. Countries often make bold proclamations and chilling threats during wartime. It's designed to intimidate their enemies or pressure them into backing down. But this time, it's not a baseless claim or an empty threat. Iran is quite clearly capable and willing to follow through on its promise. It's already shown that with its actions. The country has already been seen deploying mine-laying vessels into the strait, lining the waterway with dozens of deadly explosives. What was once a safe and profitable passageway has turned into a veritable death trap. According to intelligence reports, Iran has more mine layers waiting in the wings, with the potential to plant hundreds of mines across the strait, should it choose to do so. The IRGC also boasts other explosive boats and shore-based missile batteries that it could use to beef up its offensive capabilities in the area. On top of this, Iran has already taken direct offensive action against several ships that have attempted to pass through the strait. Numerous vessels, including oil tankers, have been targeted, with dozens of crew members having to be evacuated and rescued as their vessels went up in flames. If the war continues, incidents like these will likely become more frequent and, unfortunately, far harder to prevent. Here's why. Even though the Strait of Hormuz can be up to 60 miles wide at certain spots, the vessels traveling through it have to follow a specific network of narrow shipping lines. This is because so much traffic passes through such a narrow stretch of water that it has to be managed with extreme care to avoid collisions and other dangerous incidents. As a result, at any given moment, multiple massive tankers might be moving through the strait, each carrying millions of barrels of oil while navigating tightly defined shipping corridors. If anything obstructs those corridors, the entire flow of traffic through the strait can slow down or become paralyzed. Iran knows the routes that these tankers have to take. It knows exactly where to plant its mines, aim its missiles, and position its own vessels to block them. On top of all of that, there's also the important matter of insurance. Shipping companies rely on insurance providers to cover their vessels as they travel around the world, especially in risky regions like the Strait of Hormuz. When geopolitical crises erupt and tensions boil over, insurance premiums skyrocket. Not only that, but some insurers decide that the risks are simply too great and they refuse to provide any kind of coverage. If companies can't get their tankers insured, they won't want to run the risk of sending them through the strait. So even if U.S. forces stepped in to clear the mines or escort ships through the strait, traffic would still almost certainly decline, and prices would still rise. For many shipping companies, the risk of sending enormously valuable tankers through such a volatile and dangerous corridor would simply be too great. And that's why the price of oil rose almost instantly once the war began, soaring past the $70, $80, and $90 marks, eventually hitting $110 in early March. Even if the conflict turned out to be short-lived, it still would have a notable impact on the flow of oil through the strait. Oil markets also tend to move very quickly during moments of tension, war, and other crises. Traders, like investment firms and hedge funds, are always thinking several steps ahead. Oil is heavily traded on futures markets, where contracts are made to buy or sell oil at a set price at a future date. Large companies, national governments, and major investors all take part. If there is any indication that prices are about to spike, they rush to buy contracts at higher prices in an attempt to get ahead of the game. This creates a kind of snowball effect, pushing the price of oil upward before a crisis or shortage has actually happened. And then once the crisis kicks off, the snowball gets bigger. As more contracts are snapped up at higher prices, the average cost of oil barrels skyrockets. More traders jump in, hoping to cash in, and then the price climbs even higher. Momentum takes over. Even if the situation on the ground stabilizes or never escalates as feared, oil prices can still spiral out of control. All because traders and investors are chasing profits. We've seen this exact scenario play out several times in the past. During the 1979 Iranian Revolution, oil prices more than doubled and global inflation surged. During the Gulf War in the early 1990s, the price of oil saw another sudden spike, rising from $17 per barrel in July of 1990 to $36 a barrel just a few months later. That's why Iran's warning about $200 barrels of oil matters so much, even if it might be exaggerated. Words like these have a real impact on the market, and that in turn affects everything else. If you're enjoying watching the world collapse, go ahead and hit like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, I definitely love watching the world collapse. I'm gonna give this a like. I wish I could give it 1 million likes. Next, we're gonna go into our third subject. Hey, Zay, I got a question. So do you believe the Strait of Hormuz? So do you believe the war is fake or real?
Well, the Iran war against America.
Yeah, the Iran closing off the straits.
Yeah, I believe it's real and stuff like that.
So how do you think it's most likely going to play out? Do you think do you think that they're going to continue to close the straits to bleed out America's economy, and Trump will be so desperate he'll send boots on the ground. So therefore, when he do send boots on the ground, and Iran and Russia will wipe out a lot of our military, so then he's going to have to start the draft. So as soon as he starts the draft and he's busy focused on Iran and Russia, now China is going to seize Taiwan now, since Trump can't stretch his military thin, and Trump will try to save Taiwan, but then now we're going to war with China and Russia. I think that's how it's going to play out, to be honest.
I don't think people are gonna get drafted and stuff like that. Do you look at the state of of America and stuff like that? How everybody is so obese and stuff like that.
Yes,
and they're
that's
not massively low.
that's the point where I'm trying to get at. So once he do draft these Gen Z in the war, a lot of Gen Z will die if they get drafted. It's prophesied in the scriptures too, Isaiah 13. Men should be drafted off to war, and a lot of women will be widows in Babylon.
It's the same people who created the Bible was written by the black nobility and the Massimo crime family, the Massimos.
I don't think they translated the Bible. Yeah, I don't think the black nobility translated the Bible. It was King James translated the Bible. But other than that, other than Bible prophecy, I do think I do think if they do draft a lot of Gen Z off to war, I do think I think a lot of them would die in the war, because like if you look at Gen Z are dumb. That's all they know is their phones, and like the men and the Gen Z men are effeminate. So I think they'll have no chance in being drafted. But when you said Trump won't draft people in the war, yes he will, because he plan on starting the drafts within December. We don't know if he's gonna do it or not. We just I think he is. We'll have to see.
But wait a minute. Look how this country is. It's about obese everybody is and not masculine at all and stuff like that. Weak and shit like that. Nah, we ain't built for that, man. It ain't gonna work out like that.
Well, yeah, but
I'm just saying.
Trump. So if he is forced to do a draft, he'll draft them anyways. But since Americans are too weak to fight in a war, a lot of them are gonna die in the war. So that's where I'm getting at. Because he don't give a fuck. He'll do anything if he's desperate to. We see how he took over.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was saying
No, you good.
So it doesn't matter if I have autism, ADHD, and stuff like that. That they'll still draft me or something like that.
Well, most likely they will draft you in the war, but they'll have you doing other tasks besides being on the battlefield. You might be at the base or whatever, and working in the kitchen. I did do my research on the draft. Like, I have ADHD and autism and other mental issues, but I will still be drafted into the war. Now, the only time they can't draft you in the war if you're physically disabled. So let's say if you took a sledgehammer and broke both your kneecaps, okay, you can't walk again, so they can't draft you in the war. If you've been to a mental asylum for being suicidal, they can't draft you in the war. If you ask autism, it depends on how severely. Like if you severely nonverbal autism, they can't draft you. But like if you're high functional, they'll probably still draft you. It's
You're
hard.
going to fucking war, Zay. You're going to fucking war.
That's
for fucking pedophiles.
And that's the point where I'm getting at, where they're gonna draft all of us regardless. They don't give a fuck. That you cannot avoid that draft that easily. Because even if you're a religious person,
Yeah, you can. Just go survive in the wilderness. Then they're not gonna be able to find you.
Well, that's if you get drafted in the military. Of course, you can survive by hiding out like a little bitch. You know, you like go in a tent. You go, you get take you a tent.
Why are you calling people a little bitch for avoiding a war that a fucking?
I'm just being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic. I'll do the same thing too. I will bitch up and go in a tent too. And no, I'm being sarcastic because if the people back here at home like the normies will call you a bitch for doing that, which I wouldn't call nobody a punk for that. You know, like I will encourage you to go hide out in the battlefield. Save your life, bro. Just go pack you some Jolly Ranchers, pack you some popcorn, pack you and some energy drinks and soda. Just take your tent that's far away from the battlefield, prop it there in the wilderness somewhere. You know, eat your candy popcorn, watch some movies, and while everybody gets blown up and shot, you get to watch Disney Plus and HBO Max. Yeah, you can have you can have fun during the war, and you'll survive too. So once you come back to America, oh yeah, man, I killed a lot of Iranians. I blew them up. I blew up tanks. You know, you get to lie to your grandchildren about how you was a warrior back in Iran. Yeah, man, you can survive. No, but other than that, I was being sarcastic. I hope you weren't taking me seriously. I was being sarcastic when I said I would be like a little. I would be like a little bitch and hide out in the woods. I was being sarcastic. Because if you told normies that, they'll say, "Oh, bro, you're a pussy, bro. You don't want to fight for your country," you know. Which I'm not going to the war. I'm not gonna go to the war if I ever get recruited. I would choose prison time over going to a war. To be honest, because I'm not gonna go to war. Because first of all, you know how society say you don't own anything. They'll owe you anything.
Oh yeah. They always like to give that rumor and stuff like that. Oh, the world doesn't owe you anything and stuff like that, and like that. Like they keep giving you all this attitude and stuff like that, trying to gaslight you and shit.
So back over here, they treat you like shit. You could be homeless. You could have a disability. The world don't owe you shit. You got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Now, since you got here's the thing. The system got us into a fucking war we had nothing to do with, right? So now I didn't actually. On top of that, I didn't actually be born here. So on top of that, I fucking signed a contract saying I have to die for your fucking war now. What on God's green earth gives you the fucking right to tell me to go risk my life against my will to fight for some fucking pedophile bankers that the war that they started. So if the world doesn't owe me anything, I don't owe the world shit. So I could tell the system the same shit. You know, hey, I don't owe you nothing. I didn't start that war. So yeah, you know, it's not worth it fighting the war.
Yeah, man. At this point, man, if that does happen, bro, it feels like I'm being kidnapped.
What if they do start kidnapping people and throwing them in vans, and then next thing you know, you're gonna wake up on a battlefield?
He said it feels like I'm being kidnapped.
They do that in Ukraine. Like if you was in Ukraine, they'll snatch you up and throw you in a van and throw you in the battlefield and give you AK-47. Now, what if America did that? That would be fucking bizarre.
I see it. Oh yeah. Oh, Cheryl, suck my motherfucking soul. Zay's gonna get his balls chopped off by some Iranians.
Iranians?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
damn.
gonna German chop his balls off.
That's gonna be fucking painful.
You don't have to worry about that. I don't think they would accept me or stuff like that because I have autism and ADHD, bro. I don't think they're gonna accept me. Nah.
Zay would tell the Iranians, "Hey, you guys are hurting my balls
You
and stuff
so
like that."
so you're high functional, like me and you are high functional autism. So we're both are gonna be drafted into the war. I'm dead serious. It's not easy to avoid that draft.
I don't know. They might discriminate against me or some shit like that.
If I have autism,
You guys
high
are
function,
too worried, man. Trust me, you guys are too worried. You're gonna manifest it actually happening.
can. Oh, I know. I'm gonna get a draft notice, and I'm not gonna go to. I'm not being drafted.
Bro, only a small percentage of the population gets drafted.
Shit. Okay. Okay.
There's 360 million Americans, so if only like 3 million get drafted, then it's probably not going to be you. Just based off like, there's like a 3 to 5% chance it would be you. If you
I don't know. It discriminates me, even though.
So yes. So this is why I looked it up. If I have autism high functioning, can I still be drafted? Yes. Having high function autism does not automatically exempt you from being in a draft. Whether you will be drafted depends on a specific military, medical, or fitness criteria. And you want to know one big reason why I'm not going to fight for this country? I've been shitted, been picked on. I've been picked on and shitted by normies my whole entire life. These normies. So you mean to tell me a normie can sit here while I have to fucking die in the fucking war for this fucking normie over here? All the fucking normies treated me like shit in all my fucking life. I'm not finna die for no fucking normie. Chad gets to stay over here and fuck the Stacys while I fucking die in Iran and get my balls chopped off by some crazy Muslims. I don't think so. It seems like I'm getting fucked over if I go out there in Iran to fight. You guys get where I'm coming from, or like you?
Yeah, I don't think they will like me, man. They might discriminate against me. They don't like autistic people or ADHD people.
Yeah.
I don't think they would.
Speaking of like my autism and ADHD is getting worse because it's like I can't focus. Like specific tasks, I always get confused, or like I like always get brain fogs when I'm given simple tasks. Yeah, my autism. Yeah, I think like cause like my ADHD gets bad sometimes too.
Yeah, Riz. I don't know about me getting drafted. They might discriminate me and shit like that. They might not like me.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the third subject of the podcast. It will be about social societal dynamics are fake. Then you, Riz, then you send me like a video last night about dating is just two people lying to each other and themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, like I've witnessed relationships, and relationships are just fucking fake. Like you, so to understand a woman's psyche, like a lot of guys look at ChatGPT to ask questions. Even the AI cannot figure out the woman's psyche, because you have to do this to make the woman happy. You can't be yourself while dating a woman. You got to put on a personality, you know.
Yeah, ChatGPT is kind of helpful in some situations, but most information in ChatGPT is just false information, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, bro. They're trying to create fear. They're trying to create fear in all these wars around the world to stop a spiritual awakening from the people to realize that the system's fake to begin with and it's all an illusion. So that's what they're trying to do with the war. They don't want us coming together and realizing, hey, we need a revolution.
A revolution is not going to happen.
The Iran war started when everyone was talking about the Epstein files and having a revolution. Like, people were ready to go and kill politicians and shit. And then they immediately started the Iran war because they're fucking scared. They're trying to keep their power.
Yeah, but the whole revelation, I don't think that's ever going to happen, bro. Bro, they got everybody divided more than ever before, man.
They want to keep you in fear, Zay. They want to harvest your soul, the Illuminati. They want to drink your kid's blood, adrenochrome, to make them live younger.
Then the rabbis want to give you oral circumcisions too.
They want to sew your foreskin back on and have it sucked off by a tranny Egyptian monk, and then do a black ritual on your foreskin, and then cut it off again and sacrifice it.
Evil trainees, because they're not like the good trainees; they're evil trainees.
Zay, Zay's like the guy that has the most out-of-box conspiracy theories. Like, do you guys know when you piss on the toilet, they take your piss and then put it in the Gatorade and you drink your piss and it actually drains your life energy?
I will not be surprised if they if piss from a toilet seat would go inside the Gatorade. They put so much shit inside of the drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I wouldn't say it wouldn't surprise me at all. The shit they be doing. But Riz, would you take a job joining dads against predator catchers and stuff like that, catching pedophiles? That would be a good job for you, Riz.
Fuck yeah.
You get to like beat the shit out of them too. Like get to like do a suplex city. You ever watch wrestling like see Brock Lesnar do the suplex city?
Yeah, I'll put their booties on hot coals.
Yeah.
And then make them have to do Squid Games.
Yeah, make them do Squid Games. Oh, hey Jordan, how's it going?
That's actually a really good idea.
Just to warn you, I'm doing a podcast, so you might hear because my Discord is connected to my podcast, so you guys will hear what I'm talking about. Oh, hopefully it's not a problem.
Be right back. I gotta go get some cake. Eat cake, guys.
Yeah. So you would join predator catchers as a job?
If I had the job to do so, I would. So what I would do, I would probably put them in a jigsaw puzzle where they'll have to solve the puzzle. If they don't, it's gonna be like the device that castrates them. You ever seen the movie Jigsaw?
Yeah. But here's the thing and stuff like that. Even though, like, if you catch a pedophile and stuff like that, and you capture them, it's depending on the state and stuff like that. Pedophiles get sent back out on the street and stuff like that, like it's nothing, bro. Like rapists and pedophiles get sent out. They get
because the system. The system is ran by a bunch of pedos, so of course they will look out for other pedos and let them out of jail.
And also rapists and stuff like that.
Yeah, because Trump, all your like even your all your corporations was involved in the Epstein Island too.
Yeah, that pedophile just got released 2 days ago after he got caught by predator catchers, and they just released them 2 days later.
Yeah, that's fucked up. If I could choose their punishment, I'll choose castration for them. Because if you hurt a kid like that, you should be fucking castrated or killed. Because I will leave it to the parents whether they want to castrate him or kill him. Like the parents should pick out a fucking punishment for you. That's how it should be like.
What about medieval time torture devices?
That'd be good. Speaking of medieval, I think Europe was at its top peak before Christianity came to Europe. Because after the Europeans turned Christian, and that's when it was totally fucked up. But like when the Europeans were Vikings, that shit was pretty cool. In my opinion. You ever seen like the Viking TV show? I love this show.
What's it called?
I think it's called Vikings.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I watched it around the history lesson around school.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually like the Nordic Vikings. Then the Vikings and the Roman times were one of my favorite. Because you had like the Greek gladiators.
Yeah. Well, I heard the Romans back in the day were a bunch of pedophiles, though.
Yeah, they were, because they would have They would like castrate young men. Yeah, they were. Actually, the Roman leaders were doing the same shit as the Epstein was doing on his island. Because the Romans used to like. So the average citizen, or like, it was only the rich people of Rome get to do that. So the rich people of Rome would take like the poor boys and do that to them. And you notice what the rich people at Rome was doing. The rich people at Rome, the wealthy people in Rome was doing sex brothels, orgies, the same shit the Hollywood people would do. And this is because I say America's Rome reincarnated altogether. Because like the Roman, you ever notice like the parallel you ever notice like the similarities between Romans and the Roman leaders and the American elite? Because because even if like the whole country structure is like based off of Rome. Because if you've like been to Chicago before, like the whole city looks like Rome. So I actually have a theory that America is Rome reincarnated.
That's the reason why you consider it collapsing, because that's where.
Yeah, and Trump has a lot of similarities to Nero too.
Yeah, Westminster Society is finished. It's fine.
It is. Society is finished.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna react to the video. Social dynamics is fake.
It's true and stuff like that. Like
That's why.
Yeah, God is such a God. He literally allows the world to be run by pedophiles and child murderers and stuff like that. He's so loving, isn't he, Castro? Right?
Well, yeah, and that's that's a part of God's love too, because evil like that must exist as well as positive things, because it must be fair balance. Now God created Trumps and Epstein's on purpose so he could serve as Satan on the left hand and bring forth his prophecies. Meanwhile, Yahushua, which is Christ, will serve on the right hand side. So God controls both evil and good to bring out the prophecies, because we all exist for God's. This whole environment God created because He wanted it to happen. That's why. So we can't.
I'm just saying, like, he was such a loving person. He wouldn't allow so much evil to running around this world, like people getting away with murdering people without any punishments or anything and stuff like that. Just like I saw a story and stuff like that. An inmate, there was like a prisoner, stuff like that just murdered a child and stuff like that. And it turns out that the inmate that murdered the child and stuff like that just got away with it, bro, and he just got let out of jail, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Most High will judge them when the collapse happens. If the collapse don't get them, then the nuclear missiles will, because the Most High is going to burn this country, burn this country, Babylon.
It's already burning.
No, with physical fire. You guys gotta look at. You guys gotta look at GMS, Great Millstone.
Cuban. 20% of white American girls are on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, God's such a loving God. He will allow us to suffer and struggle and doing this economy and not get by in life and becoming rich and successful and stuff like that. And allow us to own nothing and be happy about. Oh, he's such a caring, loving God.
Well, yeah, God is a hateful God. That's what He says in the scriptures. But however, it'll be cool if somehow it'll be cool if somehow I could if he, well, not to be blasphemous, but like if there was a way He could basically killed me while I was in the womb. Now that, because even Jeremiah the prophet said he wished he was killed inside of his mother's womb. So God just killed him inside of his mother's womb so he wouldn't have to exist or work and Hold on, I'll read you the verse. I think you might relate to this. So tell me if you don't relate to this. Hold on. Jeremiah 20 verse 14 to 18. Curse the day I was born, the day my mother bore me, a curse on it, I say, and curse the man who delivered the news to my father. You've got a new baby, a baby boy. How happy it made him. Let that birth notice to be blacked out, deleted from the records. And the man who bought it to it, and the man who bought it haunted to his death with the bad news he bought it. And he shall have killed me before I was born, with that womb as my tomb, my mother pregnant for the rest of her life with a baby dead in her womb. Why did I ever leave that womb? So why did I ever leave that womb? Life's been nothing but trouble and tears, and what's coming is more of the same. And Jeremiah also wrote another scripture in a verse. Jeremiah 16 verse 2. Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning the mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat in this land, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be dung upon this face of earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine, and by their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. For thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning, neither the lament for them. I have taken away peace from these people, saith the Lord, even loving kindness and miracles. So basically, what he's basically saying is, why should we have children if the world's fucked up? So even Jeremiah the prophet even wanted to go die in his mother's womb, or wanted to go die when he was a baby. So when Jeremiah the prophet was asking God to basically kill him, why didn't you kill me in the womb? So what do you think about that verse?
I think that's crazy.
How's that crazy though? I mean, every day I clock into my job, I'll be thinking, oh man, I fucking wish I was killed in the fucking womb. Why didn't the fucking doctor come out of nowhere with a shank and just killed me in the fucking ER or some shit like that? That's not crazy, because life is like really fucked up. It may sound crazy, but actually Jeremiah just went through some shit. He was just expressing himself.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he literally allows so much evil in the world, like, people, all these MS-13 gang members and these black nobility members constantly getting away with murder every single day without any punishments or no consequences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a story, man, a couple weeks ago and stuff like that. There were 3 bullies from middle school, right? Castro, you listening?
Yep.
These 3 bullies, bro, wanted to fight this girl and stuff like that. They always picked on her and stuff like that. And the girl didn't even want to fight. But they fight her anyway. They all jumped at her and stuff like that. And she got severely injured, bro. And then she came home and stuff like that. And then she passed out. And then she went to the hospital later down the line and went for a week and stuff like that. And you want to know what happened?
She died.
She died, bro. She died.
How old was she? How old were the kids?
She was like 12 years old. She was 12 years old.
Oh, nah, fuck that. If it had been my kid, I'd have fucking got a fucking switch. I don't care if those were 12-year-old kids. Those 12-year-old kids will fucking they'll fucking meet the fucking creator. I don't care about that. You fucking pick with my kids, you're fucking dead.
But apparently the bullies that murdered that girl, they got away with it, no consequences. You see what I'm saying, man?
Yeah. But however, what I would have done, I would have put those kids 6 feet under for what they did to my kid.
But then the the system is gonna put you in jail.
I know, and it'll be
instead of
worth
those
it. And then, yeah, and it'll be worth it because you don't touch none of my people. Just saying, I'm not promoting any violence.
Hey Riz, are you listening? Riz, are you there? Oh.
I mean, but GMS, if you look at GMS, Apostle Tahar would also say that's a spirit created for vengeance because God wanted it to happen to that girl, so that's a spirit created for vengeance because the Most High would have to allow, he'll crank up, he'll allow more evil to come to pass. So verses like Isaiah 13:20 and Matthew 24 could come to pass. So he's cranking up the evil spirits amongst these people. So like the societal collapse could happen basically.
Wait a minute, you're not making excuses for what these bullies
No,
did.
no, I'm not. I'm not. But I'm basically saying what Apostle Tahar. I'm basically saying Apostle Tahar will say the reason why that's happening, but that's their fault. But they're the left hand. They're playing on the left hand side though, so those are evil bullies, which the Most High would get them anyway. When Babylon gets destroyed.
Hey Riz, yo, do you want to know this crazy story and stuff like that? About what happened a couple weeks ago? How this 12-year-old like died and stuff like that. She was kept getting bullied and shit like that, like by these three bullies all the time. One day when they were on the bus, the bullies wanted to fight her, right? But the girl didn't want to fight and stuff like that. So the bullies fight her anyways. They jumped and beat her up so bad. And when she went home, she passed out, bro. And then later on, she went to the hospital. And then you want to know what happened?